Hello everyone, this is Venuri and this is my first video of my new YouTube channel. So I warmly welcome you all to watch the video till the end, and this channel is for your educational purpose. So you can suggest any of your problems regarding to the education. So I in the comment section. So I will try to make another video by describing those problems. So today we are going to talk about a science lesson which is the classification of the living organisms, right? So we know that there are so many classification methods. So this is one of the method that the scientists have introduced. So within this is the concept that and this is the content that we are going to study, the classification of organisms. Under this we are going to talk what does it mean by the classification, and what are the benefits of classifying organisms, and what is the modern method that we use to study, and what are the domains that we are going to study, right? So this is the content. This you can see it's little bit, but there is more in detail further. So first we are going to study about the classification of organisms, right? The scientists have developed classification systems to show how organisms are related, and how do they determine and what features they will use to classify organisms, right? So what does it mean by the classification? Classification means that we divide the living organisms into different groups, different categories based on their common features, right? This is simply known as the classification, right? And next we are going to have a look what are the benefits of classifying organisms. The first and the main thing is that we can easily study. How can it be? It means, just think of that there are millions of living species on earth, right? So if we started to study each and every characteristic of each and every organism, it's so complicated, right? So by classifying them into groups based on their common features, it will make easy to study about them, right? And we can identify what are the specific features of each organism, and what are the relationships that that belongs to them, right? And as well that we can identify different economical uses, right? How can they help us economically to the human, right? As well, I can add another point, not only the advantages, right? That by classifying organisms, that means most of the organisms are helpful to human, but some of the organisms may cause diseases or infections, right? So by classifying we can identify them also, right? Not only the economical uses, as well what are the diseases, or are they make any infections to human, right? So this is the these are some points that gives us benefits by classifying organisms, right? Next we are going to talk about the 3-domain classification, right? But earlier we studied about the 5-kingdom classification, right? And later on, in 1990, the Carl Weiss, Otto Candler, and Mark Willis introduced the modern classification, right? In this classification, we are going to divide the living organisms into 3 domains, right? The 3 domains are domain archaea, domain bacteria, and domain eukarya. We are going to have a look what are the features and what are the examples that each domain have and contains, right? So the first domain is the domain archaea. We are going to talk about that. First thing is that the organisms belong to this group are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means the organisms belong to this group are neutral with a well organized cellular arrangement. That means clearly it's not visible nucleus as well as the other organelles also. So because of that, we call them as prokaryotes. Next, these organisms are one kind that are very old, right? That means when the life originated on Earth, after some time or maybe on that time, they have evolved, and since then to till today they are living. So some kind of an old organism, right? And next, these organisms can live those environments, not only the normal environment, they can live then really extreme environmental conditions, right? Those places that human and most of the organisms cannot live, but these organisms can live. Who? Domain archeans, right? The archeans can live on volcanoes, the hot springs, deserts, ocean beds, as well in ice glaciers, right? These kind of environments are favored by these archeans. And here are some examples for archeans. Methanogens. These methanogens helps to produce the methane gas, right? That is one example that they give help us economically, right? And halophils and thermoacidophils are another two examples, right? Next, this is about the domain archaea, and next we are going to talk about the domain bacteria. The bacterians also look like same with archeans, but there is a difference, right? These bacterians also are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means we know they do not have well organized cell arrangement, right? So it's not clearly visible the nucleus separately, as well the other organelles also, right? So because of that, we know them as the prokaryotes. And another main feature of these bacterians is they can live where human can live. That means where the human can live, all the environments these bacterians also can live, right? So these bacterians are on human body also, as well where the human can live, these bacterians also can live. Next, these bacterians are sensitive to antibiotics, right? And some of the bacterians are pathogenic. They may cause any infection, some infections as well, or any disease, right? This is the most abundant group. These bacterians can live anywhere, right? Because of that, we can know them as some of the abundant group of organisms, right? Now, there is that we studied that, right? The benefits of classifying organisms. Under that, I added a point that not only the users for the human, as well they can we can identify by grouping them what are that some of them may cause diseases, I told, right? So here is an example that these bacterians are sensitive to antibiotics, as well they may cause some infections. They are pathogenic, right? And cyanobacteria and bacteria are some examples for these domain bacterians. And these cyanobacteria are in green color pigment that they can produce their own food. That means they are photosynthesizing, right? They can photosynthesis. They can make their own food. And here are some two pictures. The first picture we can identify cyanobacteria, and the other foraminbacteria, right? And next, we are going to talk about the last domain, the domain eukarya. This may be the last, but it contains more and more categories and kingdoms further, right? Most prominent organisms, and the organisms belong to this domain, are eukaryotes. What are eukaryotes? Eukaryotes means the opposite of prokaryotes. Prokaryotes has they do not have a well organized cellular organization, right? So this eukaryotic cellular organization means they have well organized nucleus as well as the other organelles. So we know them as eukaryotic cellular organization. We know it like that, right? And These organisms are not sensitive to antibiotics, and these organisms can live in different kinds of environments. They can live in water, live in land. Some of them can live both, right? So these are some examples. And this domain eukarya, again we divide into four main groups, four main kingdoms, right? Those four kingdoms are the kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia, right? Under these kingdom Protista and Fungi are again examples for microorganisms, and the kingdom Plantae and animals are kingdom Animalia are for macroorganisms, right? So under these kingdoms, again we divide these organisms into different groups or different phyla, right? Within this video, it's little bit hard to continue, so let's see the rest of the video in another session. So till that, thanks for watching this video. If it's helpful, please comment your idea about the video, and if there are any question you can ask. Please subscribe to get the rest of the videos, and hereafter we can study more and more things. So please subscribe, put a like if you like the video, and share the video for your friends so they also can get an idea about this thing. And let's meet with the other part of this video. So till that, study well, and thank you.